Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really pivotal moment in history, the conquest of Makkah. And this is a story that, well, it starts with a peace treaty, but it ends with a transformation that I don't think anyone could have predicted.
So how does a broken promise lead to something so massive? Well, it all kicks off not with a battle, but with this really delicate peace, the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. You gotta understand, this agreement was a huge deal. It was supposed to finally stop the fighting between the Muslims in Medina and the powerful Quraysh tribe back in Mecca. So here's how the treaty worked. Other tribes could pick a side. You had the Banu Khuzā, who allied with the Muslims, and then you had their old rivals, the Banu Bakr, who joined up with the Quraysh. Now the problem, these two tribes had bad blood, going way back. I mean, a long and bitter history. So this treaty, it basically just drew a new battle line right between them.
And you know what? That old rivalry, it turned out to be way stronger than some new piece of paper. The peace was just fragile. And with a rivalry that ancient, it was really only a matter of time before things exploded and shattered the whole thing.
And that breaking point came in the year 8 after Hijra. So get this, just 2 years after the treaty was signed, the Banu Bakr go and attack the Banu Khuzā. But here's the kicker, the really crucial part. The Quraysh backed them up. They gave them weapons and fighters. So this wasn't just some local tribal beef anymore. No, this was the Quraysh themselves directly violating the treaty.
The attack was absolutely devastating. So the survivors, they rush all the way to Medina. They need to tell their ally, Prophet Muhammad, what happened and just plead for help. And his response? He assures them that help is coming. And that promise? Well, that sets something huge into motion.
Okay, so a promise of help is one thing. But the sheer scale of what happened next, it was like nothing the region had ever seen before.
We're talking about an army of 10,000 people. 10,000. And in the middle of Ramadan, they start marching toward Makkah. I mean, this wasn't some small raiding party. This was a massive, formidable force, like a river of people flowing through the desert, aimed right at the heart of Quraysh territory.
So just try to put yourself in the shoes of the people in Makkah. For years, they had fought against the Prophet and his followers. I mean, actively plotting and fighting. And now, this huge army of 10,000 is literally at their gates. What would you expect? For sure, they were bracing for a brutal, bloody showdown.
But what actually happened next? Well, it defied every single expectation. The climax to all these years of conflict wasn't a battle at all. It was an act that would go down as a truly defining moment.
Instead of a bloody siege, Makkah was conquered peacefully, without a single drop of blood being shed. The army just entered the city. No battle, no revenge, nothing. You can imagine how stunned the people of Makkah were, having prepared for the absolute worst.
So, at this critical moment, the Prophet gathers all the people of Makkah. These are his former enemies, remember, and he gives them a general amnesty, total forgiveness. Now, in a culture where revenge was everything, where tribal honor demanded it, this was just unbelievable. Our source material even compares it to the story of Prophet Joseph forgiving his brothers who literally sold him into slavery. That's the level of forgiveness we're talking about.
And this single act of forgiveness, it wasn't just the end of the conflict. No, it was the start of a complete and total transformation for the entire city of Makkah. The change was immediate and just profound. First, the entire city, including its top leader, Abu Sufyan, accepts Islam. Then, the whole city returns to the original monotheistic faith of Prophet Abraham. And finally, in this incredibly powerful symbolic moment, Prophet Muhammad goes into the Kaaba, the holy sanctuary, and personally destroys all 360 idols that were inside.
And inside the Kaaba, he gives a sermon. He starts with this declaration, confirming that there's only one God and that a divine promise had come true. It was basically a declaration of victory, but not one won by swords and spears, but by faith.
And then, he lays out this whole new foundation for society. He continues his sermon with this powerful message of universal equality. He basically says, look, all that old tribal stuff, family names, ethnic pride, it's irrelevant now. The only thing that truly makes one person more honorable than another is their piety, their righteousness.
So, when you boil it all down, what do you get? The final chapter of this long, bitter conflict wasn't about revenge at all. It was defined by mercy. A broken treaty led to a massive army, which led to a peaceful takeover, and then to this radical act of forgiveness that didn't just end a war. It actually built a brand new community from the ground up. And that really leaves us with something to think about, doesn't it? This whole thing could have so easily just become another chapter in a long, bloody cycle of revenge. It really makes you wonder about the incredible power of choosing forgiveness over vengeance, and how one single act of mercy can literally change the course of history.